I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so this dude was in Joshua Tree with his friends. And they're just having a good time. They're hanging out. He doesn't really talk about exactly what they did there, so we'll never know. But the most important part of the trip was when he sees at night what he describes as UFOs.
Ooh.
That's not my topic. I'm still getting there.
Wow.
So, he takes a video of it with his flip phone. And I try to think, was the Razor even out at that time? I don't think so. I think the Razor came out in like a year or two after 04.
That Nokia video, bro.
Some BlackBerry
I had
video.
some busted ass Samsung.
Yeah, so he says he witnessed a couple of glowing blue UFOs. It was nighttime, and the speed at which these things were moving was incredibly fast. You know, it didn't have the cadence of a regular airplane. So he didn't take a video. He tried to take a photo with his flip phone. But they can't stop talking about what they saw because they can't think of anything else besides it being a UFO. That's all I can think of. So they're all done with their trip. They're driving back home, and the night before comes up in conversation again. And while they're talking, he notices that behind them is a black car. And he says it looks like a Cadillac. And it's dark tinted windows. So you can't see who's in the car, how many people, or what they look like.
MIBs.
And it's following them for quite some time. So this is happening for a good amount of time. This is happening long enough to where he tries to lose them. So when they get closer to the city, he loses them in some neighborhoods. And they wait a little bit. And when they feel it's finally safe, they decide to go home or continue on their journey home. So they drive home, they pull up, and they made it home safe. Everyone's at home, everyone's cool. The next day, he leaves the house to go run some errands, and it's in the middle of the day, and when he's finished, he's driving back home. As he's pulling up, this time, he sees the same car in his driveway.
Damn.
And at this point, he's gotten so close to the house, it's too late to keep driving or to turn around.
They'll notice.
Yeah, exactly. It would just be awkward. Like, I just imagine him being in like a really tight street and he makes like a 12-point turn. So, no, he parks in his driveway.
Bold.
And as he gets out, these two men come outside of the car. And they're both wearing black suits with black fedora-like hats. And it's kind of hard to see their face. But they approach him. That he describes their appearance as, all he can say is that it looks plastic and expressionless. They both had like a pale olive kind of skin tone. That's all that he could gather.
What did they say?
Looking at them. So they approach him and they said, "We have a few questions for you." And here are some of the questions that they asked. Can you describe what you saw that night? What do you think you saw? Did you take any photos of what you witnessed? Were there others who might have had recording devices or cameras? Do you know if anyone recorded the incident? Have you spoken about this incident with anyone else who wasn't present with you that night? Did you find any unusual debris at the location you were that night? would you be withholding any important information from us?
Okay, so Sean says no, 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 yes, no, no.
Okay, actually, I was thinking about those questions as well. Like, if you say that no one else was there and no one else knows, what's to stop them from just taking
They're like,
you?
perfect.
Exactly. So maybe some of those I ask yes.
Smart.
I answer yes.
So this person who shared this story didn't share the exact response he gave to them. All he said was he gave them really dodgy answers, made a lot of stuff up, didn't give them the complete truth of what happened from his perspective, him and his friend's side. And they were really pestering him. After some time on the driveway and these men not having a lot of success, they almost gave up, and they ended their questioning by telling him to not talk about what he saw or what just happened in the driveway. And they got into their car and they left. He never saw them again. So what I wanted to talk about tonight was
MIBs.
Damn.
The Men in Black. So many encounters with Men in Black. And we've never talked about this before, not even mentioned it, which is interesting. But there's a lot of accounts of people seeing, running into. There's even video footage of it,
I was gonna ask
CCTV
you about
footage.
that. So if you're unaware or uninitiated, Men in Black, yes, was a popular movie about Will Smith fighting aliens. But it is actually a supernatural or regular occurrence people have had over the years, and it's usually always before or after an experience of UFOs. So there's hundreds of documented cases of people being visited by very mysterious men, and usually in black suits in all black cars, and it's after they had an experience with UFO they come and they just do weird stuff. And a lot of them say they had olive skin or almost Asian looking sometimes, like they can't place where they're from,
Or really pale white skin.
With no facial hair or eyebrows.
No eyebrows, big eyes. Yeah.
And like you said, there is CCTV footage of
CCTV.
and like you said, there's CCTV. And like you said, there's footage of these fools walking around potentially.
And the footage, from the pictures and the footage I've seen, they look awkward. The
Little rascals
the shape
standing
of
on
them?
top of each other.
Yeah,
I was
or
thinking about
Space
those aliens
Jam.
from Space Jam.
Yes, dude. When they get into the suit and
They take the NBA players' skills, dude.
it looks like a box, like a refrigerator box. Their body shape is rectangular.
Like a Lil Pump video.
Yeah. Lil Pump, Kanye West.
Sick frick.
I love it. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. It's super, super weird.